Good evening and a very warm welcome. You're watching the first edition of the India Today Group C Voter Political Stock Exchange. Over the next 12 weeks, we will take you through all the key battleground states. We've also devised for the first time special economic zones. We are breaking up India into category-wise zones, and we'll be analyzing over the next 8 weeks data for Muslim opinion poll, Dalits. We'll be looking at urban India, we'll be looking at rural India, we'll be looking at tribals and giving you a sense of the mood amongst voters on the ground. Before I take you through the methodology that's been taken into mind for this political stock exchange, I want to walk you across to a man who's making a comeback on television after a very, very long while. One of the pioneers of psephology in India, Ashok Lahiri. He's the man who, along with Pranoy Roy, Dorab Supariwala, introduced psephology to India way back in the 80s. He's now coming back after, 3 decades back on television. Excited about you've been on television, of course, in multiple capacities over several years. This is the first time you're back in this role. You've been working 16 hours, you told me, on the data every day. Excited to be back on TV?
It's a bit back-breaking, but enjoyable because I'm learning such a lot.
We are delighted to have you on this team as we build over the next 3 months into what's been called the most anticipated and exciting election in India's recent history. Javed Ansari headlines today's senior national affairs editor. GVL Narasimha Rao works very closely with the BJP, tracking the same set of numbers for them, joining us for this political stock exchange program tonight. I want to go across now and take you through the methodology that's been used in putting these numbers together. This, of course, is the first time you're seeing something like this on Indian television. Every week, we will give you tracking data being put together by C voters, pollsters all across the country. They're constantly on the phone, meeting people as well, face-to-face, tracking data and helping us break down these numbers. For the first edition of the political stock exchange, where we are dealing with Uttar Pradesh, the sample size is that of 9,331 randomly selected respondents. C voters methodology is to have these respondents spread across all the 80 seats of Uttar Pradesh. So a smaller sample size on each seat, but each seat of Uttar Pradesh is covered to get a sense of the mood on the ground. This polling has been done between the 2nd and the 30th of January 2014. These are latest figures fresh off the computers of the C voter pollsters. The margin of error at the state level is plus to minus 3%. At the national level, the margin of error is 5%. This poll, and I must clarify that to our viewers, has been done on the telephone. The Mood of the Nation is a face-to-face opinion poll. These 9,000 respondents have been spoken to by a technique called CATI on the telephone by C voters pollsters. Let's now take you through the first graphic that we are putting out tonight, which is in the crucial battleground state of Uttar Pradesh. And this is the state, frankly, that will determine where Narendra Modi's juggernaut ends in May. What is the biggest development issue for people in their area? Electricity supply, people say, is 40%. Water supply comes at 9%. Local roads is 11%. Local health services is 3%. Local public transport is 2%. Status of law and order is 16%. So the top concern for people in Uttar Pradesh is electricity supply. That's the one factor they believe is most important for them. Let's come to the next set of graphics. Which party people believe is best suited to solve these problems that they face? The Congress comes right at the bottom of the pack at 10%. The BJP right at the top with 27%. The BSP at 25%. The SP at 25%. And others at 13%. So the big story there, people believe that the BJP is the party best suited to solving the problems of the people of Uttar Pradesh. Let's come to our next set of graphics. Do you want to change the state government immediately? 58% say yes, 42% say no. Very high craving for change in almost all the questions that our pollsters put to the respondents. Let's come to the next question. Do you want to change the chief minister immediately? How satisfied are people with the chief minister? Once again, more people saying they want to change Akhilesh than those saying they don't want to change Akhilesh. 53% saying they want Akhilesh to go. What about the central government? What are people thinking of the performance of the central government? Do you want to change the central government immediately? A whopping 60% say yes, 40% say no. So more than the unhappiness with the state government is the unhappiness with the central government led by Manmohan Singh. 60% want him to go now. That will say something about the Congress vote share figures that will come up later. Do people want to change the Prime Minister immediately? 61% say yes, 39% say no. Once again, Manmohan Singh in the bad books of the people of Uttar Pradesh, 61% want him to go. Now let's come to some of the more critical questions. The question about who's the best chief minister for your state? And this is very, very interesting because now, despite what happened in the last assembly elections of 2012, 28% say Mayawati is the best chief minister of Uttar Pradesh, 12% say Akhilesh, 13% say Mulayam. If you add up Akhilesh and Mulayam, that comes to 25, still lesser than Mayawati's individual popularity. That would tell something to Samajwadi Party leaders ahead of the next set of assembly elections about the mood in Uttar Pradesh at this time. The other big story, despite what is being said about Narendra Modi and the impact he's having in Uttar Pradesh, BJP leaders are nowhere in the reckoning. You saw Mayawati at 28, the closest BJP leader is Kalyan Singh with an abysmal approval rating only of 7%. Rita Bahuguna Joshi is at 7% as well and Rajnath Singh at 6%. This is bad news for the BJP because even though they may have come back into contention for the Lok Sabha elections, they are no way in contention when it comes to having a candidate people believe can be a good chief minister of Uttar Pradesh.